You know, there are just too many movable parts to discuss anything too specifically. But this is a turning point in the game, I think, coming up.
Yeah, I would say so.
And people have to start thinking about the future.
Yeah.
That said, I love everyone in the 6.
Yeah, everybody does.
There are people that I trust more than others.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel that way as well? And you don't have to be specific about anybody.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. And when it really hit me, and again, without being specific, when we were doing it's really almost like any challenge. You know, you think there are certain people you definitely don't want to see win, you know, whether it's a veto or a head of household or whatever.
Of course.
And then you kind of go down the line and you think, out of the people remaining, now that the people I don't want to see win or haven't won, who would I be most concerned about if they won?
Yeah, would I be potentially on the radar and stuff?
Or not just potentially under the radar, but could they be influenced by this, like, for instance, the power veto competition that just happened? I felt confident that nobody would have used the power veto.
Yeah, this week was an exception week because no one's using it. But.
Yeah. But like seeing certain people go up, I was like, who makes me the most nervous if they were to win it? Yeah. Even though I was confident. And even that stuff is stuff that can change from week to week.
I think it does, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, if it gets down to that 6, I definitely have ideas, and not even to pick on people. I'm in your boat. I like all of those
Everyone.
people. In a very, very high level liking. Like, not even on tiers. Like, so anybody that I would pick would be strategy based.
Right.
And I mean, yeah, I have my opinions, but but it's not because of personal feelings
at all.
Zero.
Yeah. Mine is who do I think, when it comes down to a 6 situation, who do I think, if it was down to a 6 situation and there's a head of household competition, who are people that I would feel more comfortable winning than others? You know what I mean? That's the way that I think of it. So if it was a head of household, who would I most like to see win it?
Yeah, I mean, it's strategy.
Right.
You know? Of course. And I think that who I think and who you think might be different because of our personal experiences in the house. But theoretically, the reasons behind, I mean, of course, I'm sure it's the same. Like, I want people who I feel more safe with than being in control, and you probably would like the same.
Right.
And it might be good that they're different people because then we have different ears on them, you know?
Right. And I think it's okay to talk about this stuff in broad brushstrokes now. And then as things go by, I think...
Yeah, like...
broad brushstrokes now. And then as things go by, I think...
Yeah, like when it gets to that 6, you know, we figure out...
Right.
You know, when it's 7 and there's 2 people on the block, then you know it's happening and that we've actually done what we're supposed to do at that point. Because if he does win HOH next week...
It's definitely the 2 of us.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Brittany would be the 3rd, so that means that final 6 just basically is not happening. So
yeah.
Is what it is. So everyone's got to be busting ass next week. And I think we're going to fall into the same line as before, where there are people who feel safe still, whether he wins or not, because they're not the targets. Like, it's house apparent that us 3 are the targets.
Yeah.
So there are people who aren't us 3 who are like, if I win, sure, I'd put him up, absolutely. Yeah, but if I don't win, meh. I'm safe.
And I can't blame, I mean, it's good gameplay. It's the same gameplay that I thought going into week 3 when everybody was rooting for them to lose in the power veto. I was rooting for them to win because I knew they weren't going to do anything to you because you kept them safe the previous week. And I thought, well, if somebody else goes, that's one more person who...
And mentality, too, particularly for next week. Before, it was always like, well, I don't think they're going after me, but then next week, their other half gets to play. Well, now it's like, I don't think he's going after me, and he's not playing next week, so we can just get him out the week after that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's even more dangerous and more complacent and more lackadaisical this week on people's parts.
Right.
I think you're going to see a lot of people just being like, and fucking around with it.
I agree.
And the only people who won't be probably will be you and Brittany.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
I think one of you two is going to win HOH, probably.
I think that there are definitely people who would not mind if he won.
Oh, yeah.
Because that means
Assuredly.
either Matt, Reagan, or Brittany go. I don't have to deal with the repercussions. Like, it's not my fault.
Yep.
And then, so that takes care
And then next
of...
week, Brenda's not playing. So
Right.
if they really did want him out, we just deal with it next week.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. And all they have to do is act upset when he wins for a little bit. So you and Britt got to fight your little tushes off, because I think one of you two is going to win HOH, or him. One of you three is definitely winning HOH. That's my call. We like to say it's a 6-on-2 battle or 6-on-1 battle. 5-on-1? 6-on-1. But it's not. It's a 2-on-1. That's the race right now. The odds aren't that great in your favor. I think veto will be different. I think everyone playing veto is going to hold the nominations, you know. But HOH, people don't care. Why would they? I don't mean to scare you or put any pressure on you, but that's the reality of the situation.
Have you had this conversation with Brittany at all?
No. This is the first time I've spoken about it outside of my
Do you think it would be good?
outside of my head and my ducks.
Do you think it would be good too?
Yeah, if she hasn't come to the conclusion herself already, it can't hurt to let her know. I mean, maybe she'll go like, "Oh yeah, I thought of that," but
Well, I could have the conversation with her, because when it was that week 3 thing, we were discussing, like right before Rachel became head of household again, we both kind of like the first moment that we actually talked any type of game was in the hammock, where we both kind of acknowledged the fact that, look, we realize everybody does not want either of them to get head of household, but it would actually work out in our favor if they did.
yeah.
And I think Brittany kind of rises to the occasion in situations like this.